Matches are coming at us fast and furious here in Serie B, including the Cup. The month of May saw 8 competitive contests. There are 7 scheduled for June, 8 more in July, yet when we get to October and November, just 2 apiece. So fatigue is going to be a massive issue. We are playing a ton of football. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of our Youth Academy Save with Ituano in Serie B in Brazil. I'm Mr. Cellophane. If you've been enjoying the series so far, please make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I appreciate all the support that this series has gotten so far in FM26. We saw a pair of draws in yesterday's episode, and that trend continued. We took on Goiás on the road. We did manage to get an equalizer in the 92nd minute from Jay Carlos. We were trailing in this one for quite a long time, but Celio Pereira Silva becoming provider once again to rescue a point on the road. In our next match, however, it was Cuiabá that was rescuing that point. Igor scored in the 21st minute off of a corner provided by Gabriel Abdias. We thought we were cruising to victory. We enjoyed much of the match momentum and possession in this one, but we gave up a stupid penalty in the 85th minute. It was a player getting pushed down in the box off of a free kick because a player had been pushed down near the midfield stripe. Either way, Fernando Sobral able to tie things up, and we dropped 2 very needed points at home, which led us to a Thursday evening tilt, the second leg of round 3 of the Copa do Brasil against Jequié. Bit of a cagey affair early on, although we once again dominated possession and the match momentum. Gabriel Rosera finally broke through with just a couple of minutes gone in the second half, and that would be all we needed to win. 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate to move on to round 4 of the competition. There are still a handful of ties to be decided in round 3 before round 4 can be drawn. Hopefully we will find out our next opposition later on in the episode. Heading into match week 10, we were enjoying a nice 8-match unbeaten streak, taking on Juventude toward the bottom of the table. So naturally, we absolutely fell apart on the road. Still led the possession battle. However, it was when Juventude got the momentum that they were able to strike, picking up 2 quick-fire goals in an 8-minute period in the second half to go up 2-0. We did get one back off of the foot of Vini Oliveira in the 77th minute, but then Bastos scored 4 minutes later to get them right back to where they were, and that was with a 2-goal lead. We ended up dropping this one 3-1 on the road. And if you told me heading into the season that 10 matches in, we would find ourselves in 7th place, firmly entrenched in mid-table, I would have taken that. We were, of course, in the promotion spots. We have dropped, even though we have picked up points in most of our matches. You know, all of those draws are beginning to add up and allow other teams to catch up to us. The difference between us and the relegation zone has also dropped to 8 points. So things have gotten a little bit tighter, but still a lot of teams between here and there. Hopefully we are able to right the ship at home. However, our next opposition currently sitting at the bottom of the table. Luckily for us, we have remained somewhat healthy. Now, JP is going to be back in the starting lineup. He did miss that last match because of a suspension. Too many yellow cards seems to be a massive problem we have with our right backs. Andre's going to get the starting goal. JP will be joined on the back line by Carlau, Canella, and Gabriel Abdias. Gabriel Rosera is going to lead the line as our striker. The wings will be Jay Carlos and Matheus Conceição. And a midfield 3 of Celio Pereira Silva, Victor Reis, and Igor, who has been playing immensely well as of late. So we have picked up points in 4 of our last 5 matches. However, it has only been 4 points in our last 5 matches. 4 consecutive draws before that loss to Juventude after 4 consecutive victories. Hopefully we can right the ship against a team that has not won any of their last 5 matches in Chapecoense. If you see me looking over to my left, it's because I had to write down the name of the team that we are playing, because my short-term memory, now that I'm in my 50s, is not nearly as good as it used to be. And so far, early on in this match, not a whole heck of a lot going on. The possession battle is much more even than we've seen in the last couple of matches. Only 1 shot on goal through the first 19 minutes, and that has been ours. And like I said, not a lot going on. Free kick put in. Mateus Zanoello putting it over the bar. Andre didn't have to do anything with that. The first shot for Chapecoense in this match. I do have to apologize to you guys for yesterday. I did have dynamic mode on, and we saw a lot of highlights where not a lot was going on. Final third throw in. Abdias getting it back. Feeding Pereira Silva into the box. Victor Reis quickly. J. Carlos. Oh, what a pass to Mateus Conceição to give Ituano the 1-0 lead. Some quick-fire passing in the box. Really great offensive movement, if I do say so myself. Pereira Silva, one touch from Victor Reis to J. Carlos. Quickly puts it ahead to Conceição. Luis Felipe on the wrong half of his goal line, and 1-0 your score. About 30 minutes into this match, and I am actually very relieved that we have taken the lead in this one, because we've had to play a lot of catch-up in this most recent spell of games, and we've been on level terms throughout most of these games. So if we can take an early stranglehold on this match, and it looks like we are, hopefully I did not just jinx it right there, but if we can take that early stranglehold, I think we'll be able to return to our winning ways and be able to stay, at the very least, in the top half of the table. But we turn it over in the midfield. Italo, Zanoello to the near side. Iogo Borducci around the side, finds Italo, but he cannot get it past Andre, who makes himself huge. The ball put out for a corner. It was the third of the match for Chapecoense, and they are unable to take advantage, but they'll get another bite at the apple in first half stoppage time. Sent in. Paulo Thomas kept in off of the line not once, but twice, and put back behind by Ituano. Gabriel Rosera doing a great job on the near post. Celio Pereira Silva on the far post. Both of them contributing to that defensive stand there on the set piece. And Andre's going to hold on to that third, corner attempt and give us a 1-0 lead. As we head into the half, things are going well, but we can do even better, my friends. We are in possession to kick things off in the second half, and J. Carlos getting around his man will carry it deep, but it won't lead to anything. Football Manager with that world-famous 10-second start of the half highlight. Gabriel Rosera, though, has it. Takes it toward the byline, waits for help, gives it to J. Carlos, fed across, looking for Pereira Silva. Italo will clear it into the path of Pablo Tomas. JP, who is absolutely playing like a monster in this match, steals it away. Conceição throwing it behind the defense, finds Gabriel Rosera. Luis Felipe, though, able to get enough of that to redirect it behind for an Ituano corner. 7-7, your shots on goal. We have managed to hit the target more than they have, and of course with the 1-0 score we have hit the back of the net more often than they have as well, but still pretty even through 60 minutes, at least on the scoreboard. We do have that 1-goal advantage. If we can find a way to break through and get a second one, really put a stranglehold on this match, that would be incredibly helpful. But naturally the next highlight is for Chapecoense. Ball thrown forward. Carlau will head it away. Once again, one back. Tomas in for Italo, and this time he is able to solve Andre. However, he may have been offside. VAR is going to check that one, and they have determined it is a good goal, and we have given up the equalizer. A tight offside play, but it does look like he was played on by JP on that side. Lots of nervous bodies out on the pitch. We're seeing a negative reaction right now from Canelo, which is making me a little bit nervous. Gabriel Rosera is going to come out. J. Carlos is going to become the striker. We'll bring in Vinny Oliveira on the left wing. I don't necessarily want to pull Canelo off because his options, I'm Hakuda, I cannot put in that position. So with Mateus Roca giving off bad body language and Nathan Silva looking absolutely apprehensive, we will stick with just the single change and a set piece from a dangerous position. Iago Borducci looking to deliver back post. Does not win the header, but Pepe gets it back. His shot from 25 yards out, however, is going to go way over the bar and out into touch. But we are just absolutely not doing enough. We're going to go to a more attacking mode. We have been the more attacking of the two teams so far in this match. Hopefully by upping that mentality, though, we'll be able to find a second gear. We are going to make some other changes. Victor Reese is going to come out. He's having an okay match, but we're going to bring in Edson Jose, 2 goals and an assist in some limited time. We did give him a couple of starts, particularly and most recently in the Cup. We are also going to move Vinny Oliveira in place of Mateus Conce. No, you know what? He's a little bit knackered. We are going to take Conceição off, and we'll bring in Manuel Rodriguez, who is feeling nice and motivated. Hopefully our subs can become super subs in this one. Otherwise, we are going to have our 5th draw in our last 6 matches in league play. 85 minutes on the clock. Marcus to send it in on the corner. It will be short. Dealt with easily by Gabriel Diaz, but Marcus will get it back. Playing it to Keiki Almeida. As long as they take shots from 25 to 30 yards out, I'm going to be okay with that, because if they're going to miss the target, then that is just hunky-dory with me. 3 minutes of stoppage time in the second half. I don't think anything's going to happen, and we are going to end this match that we absolutely should have won by the numbers with a 1-1 draw at home. I really do sometimes think that Football Manager, especially in these cup draws and in like European competitions and whatnot, does try to funnel things in the story in a certain way. We have gotten our 4th round draw for the Copa do Brasil. It is Fluminense. They are a Serie A team here in Brazil. They also happen to be the new parent club of Celio Pereira Silva. He already was precluded from participating in the Copa do Brasil for us because of that sale. Just seems to be very interesting that the one team we happen to draw happens to be them. We are going to have to wait a little while for that as well. The 4th round of the Copa do Brasil is not scheduled until mid-August. We open up competition on the road at Fluminense. Hopefully we can at least kind of keep even with them for the return leg. Either way, fodder for a future episode. We do have to very quickly turn our attention back to the league, and we are taking on Ceará. And for the first time in a little while, we actually have the distinction of playing a team that is ahead of us on the Serie B table, which does not necessarily bode well for us, considering we have not managed more than a draw against any of the teams behind us for like the last month or so. So we are making changes to the lineup. Andre is going to remain in goal. He has been spectacular. Juan Richard is going to slot in as our left back. Canella will be paired with Igor, who will drop back from that defensive midfield position. JP is going to remain on the right-hand side. Taking Igor's place at the base of the midfield is going to be Celio Pereira Silva. Victor Reese is going to slide over as our midfield playmaker. Edson Jose is going to get his 3rd start of the year. He will be paired next to Victor Reese. Vinny Oliveira coming in as our left wing, which means Jay Carlos is going to move to striker. And it also means that Gabriel Rosera is on the bench as our captain. Somebody else will be wearing the armband today. Mateus Conceição is going to still get the start at right wing. I sincerely hope that these changes in latitude and changes in attitude are going to work in our favor as we head on the road to take on Ceará. Currently sitting 4th in Serie B. Because we only picked up a point in our last match, we have fallen into 8th place. Still a fantastic place for us to be at this juncture of our season. We are just shy of the 3rd of the way point of the campaign, and to be sitting in the top half of mid-table is an absolutely excellent place to be in my estimation. And early on, it looks like Ceará is really taking the match to us, although we have wrestled away the majority of the possession in the ensuing 5-6 minutes that came after. If we can hang on to the ball and continue to play the defensive game that we have been playing, then I think everything's going to work out for us. If we let them through, and we let them through early, it could spell trouble for Ituano in this match. Ruggiero dispossessed by Igor. Andre able to get it. Fees Ruggiero in behind, dropping it back. Ugo into the middle to Sforza. And even though Andre looked like he got his hand on it, Juan Sforza takes Ugo's feed and puts it into the back of the net to give Ceará a 1-0 lead. And sadly, what I was just talking about, we can't allow to happen, has happened. Sforza sneaking it through. A ton of bodies in front of the goal. Not really a lot that Andre could have done about that, but we do need to do better defensively, and maybe the changes I've made are not for the best. Can we work the ball up? We can. Jay Carlos had Conceição running on the right. He's got the same in Vinny Oliveira on the left. That's where he goes. Oliveira looking back post. Settled down by Jay Carlos. Turns, puts in the middle. Edson Jose, his shot will be blocked off of the defender's leg and put out behind for a corner. A beautiful opportunity. I really did think that we were going to be able to sneak in an equalizer there, but it just was not meant to be. But Edson Jose getting into the box, moving forward, making that run in, and looking like a viable outlet for Jay Carlos is truly fantastic. And that is our system working to a T. We have them pinned back in their end, so the goalkeeper is just going to launch it forward. Canella heading it to Pereira Silva. Victor Reis, great ball forward to Conceição. He's got Jay Carlos in the middle. He's tripped up. It's going to be outside of the box. No penalty. But Conceição drawing a foul and a red card for Hugo. So the assister of the Ceará goal is out, and they are now down to 10 men. I'm not going to knock up our intensity to attacking just yet, because I fear that that is going to allow them to get behind us a little bit more easily, and we certainly don't want that. We do need to get back into this match, and we do need to get into this match sooner rather than later. But I do not want to press too much too soon, which could potentially leave us exposed and put us in a bad position. But one half is in the books, and look at those numbers. Possession, 66%. We're leading in the XG battle. Number of shots on goal as well. We do need to get some more on target. Hopefully we will be able to sneak one past the goalkeeper in the second half. Only time, though, will tell. We're not officially going attacking in the second half, but we have decided to play a little bit wider, a little bit more direct, and with a little bit more urgency. Hopefully those little changes will help go a long way. Now, if I went from positive to attacking, would the same thing essentially happen with our team instructions? Maybe, but I like to feel like I'm in a little bit more control of it right now. We were in a great mood coming out of the locker room after halftime. However, we just have not gotten anything done in the first 30 minutes, so I think we do need to shake things up a little bit. Celio Pereira Silva is not really doing the job, but he's feeling a little anxious, so let's bring in Paulo Alexandre. We do need to make a change on the right wing as well. Lucas is a little nervous, so we'll move over Vinny Oliveira. We'll drop Jay Carlos, and we will bring in Gabriel Rosera as our striker. Hopefully those alterations to the lineup, along with the change in team instructions, will get us on the board. But right now, we do not have a shot on target in this second half. So we are just going to go. We're just going to go for it. We're going to go attacking with 15 minutes left to go. And the fact that we have yet to see a highlight during this section of play makes me a little bit nervous. You take off the dynamic highlights and you go straight to key highlights, and unfortunately, this is the risk you run. JP is, he's picked up a knock. We're going to get him off. We'll bring Hakuda in. Any other alterations we can make? Rosera is very frustrated. I don't like seeing that. Vinny Oliveira will come out, and we'll bring in, I mean, he's nervous, but we really have no choice but to bring Lucas in. He is our only remaining right winger on the bench. And I think we are going to fall 1-0 in defeat, because I just do not see anything happening in the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Even those changes that we made, even the alterations, we still played an amazing defensive game. But once they went down to 10 men, and I am feeling like this is a Football Manager 26 thing, the team that goes down to 10 men just becomes even that much more difficult to break down, and we saw that without seeing a single positive highlight nor a single shot on target for us in the final 45. That all being said, we do hold on to 8th place. 12 out of 38 matches have been played. We have won 4, we have drawn 5, and only lost 3. So far, a pretty successful first campaign in Serie B. So we're going to play a ton of Football Manager before tomorrow's episode. We have a lot of football to get through before we reach that tie in the fourth round of the Copa do Brasil against Fluminense. We'll probably come back somewhere around here in the middle of the month of July. I hope you're going to be here for that. If you've been enjoying the series and if you like this episode, make sure you hit that like button. Please let the algorithm know that this is the type of content you and your friends want to see. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure your notifications are on so you know when the next episode comes out. I hope that we see each other then. Until then, my friends, have a great day. Bye-bye.